I'm Keegan Shivers.
And I'm Old Man Shivers.
And this is the Shivers Report, where you get the most up-to-date real estate information
in the world!
And more specifically in the Pacific Northwest. Affordable housing and the ban on institutional investors is what's going to get us there. That's the headlines.
Yeah.
That's the headlines.
Political talking points.
Political talking points. Trump talked about it back in January. People are talking about it again now. What I don't think a lot of people understand is that residential housing is owned by less than 1% by institutional investors.
Yeah. All my conservative buddies were all mad at me when I said, Trump, that's the dumbest thing that will do nothing for affordable housing. Don't get me wrong. Do I want Wall Street competing with homeowners for homes? I don't. And on the other hand, a seller, because we worked with a lot of those of Zillow and Open Door here locally.
Yep.
And the reality is they were overpaying for properties. But if you're a seller, that was good.
Yeah.
That being said, we got all the state, Washington, Oregon, local politicians going, we're going to ban these institutional investors. And like you said, less than 1% nationwide. And I think Oregon and Washington combined is about 2.8% is owned by institutional investors. And what's the definition of institutional investor, Keith?
So an institutional investor is a for-profit entity owning 100 or more single-family homes.
Okay.
And that's not right now. This ban would apply to future purchases only. So if you own 1,000, 10,000, whatever it is, units right now, you can still buy 99 units and you still under what a large institutional investor is.
Local and state politicians understand institutional investors aren't buying single-family homes right now.
No.
They're actually offloading them.
Yep.
So there was a study from Realtor.com that just came out. And if we want to talk about affordable housing, here's the one. This is nationwide data, $141 on an average house is what the cost of feasibility study, permits, everything associated before the property's built. Oregon and Washington, California are three of the highest costs associated with red tape and bureaucracy, factoring in slow timeframes, which cost money for the developer. Mm-hmm. So if you really want to affect affordable housing, slice that in half.
Yeah. You said $141.
I said $141.
Yeah.
$141,000.
That's a little bit different.
Yes.
$141,000.
Yes.
Because, I mean, if you think about builders, they're not just building to build. They're building to be profitable.
Yeah, it's not a nonprofit.
Yeah.
They're building to make money. So if you cut down time, that costs cut down on their holding times. Mm-hmm. If you cut down on all the permitting, and guess what? You get people marching in the streets. Affordable housing. But when you want to start changing zoning in their neighborhoods, it's called NIMBYs. Not in my backyard. They start, no, you can't add a ADU. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
Do you want affordable housing? Do you want something that will actually do it? Or do you want to do these? Of course, who doesn't want to blame the big bad Wall Street? The reality, it's kind of like Robin Hood. Robin Hood, everybody think it was robbed from the rich, give to the poor. No, it was robbed from the tax man, because Robin Hood wasn't stealing from the business guy. Mm-mm. He was stealing from the local politician and the tax man.
Yeah.
So if you really want to get affordable housing, that's what you do. You open up zoning and you cut red tape.
Do you think at any point here in the Pacific Northwest specifically that we would ever get to that point where that actually becomes something that they'd be open to?
Well, they passed a ruling about the zoning laws here in the state, but all the local municipalities push back. So it's still, you can build, but they make the cost so outrageous that no one will build because it doesn't make sense. So you can't have it both ways. Do you really want affordable housing? And if you do, then there's going to be some people that maybe their neighborhoods aren't as pristine as they used to be, but that's called affordable housing.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there any other ways other than, I mean, when it comes to construction, making it easier for builders to build, and more inventory always comes with, if the demand stays the same, that's better pricing for people that are looking to buy property. Is there any other alternatives that you could look at that could be like, okay, potentially that could work? Because right now it's institutional investors is the big talking point, and that's not what's going to move the needle.
That won't move the needle at all. I mean, it's less than 1%.
Yeah.
And again, the caveat that the bad thing is it gives every landlord a bad name. And majority of single family investment is from the average Joe out there that bought a house, lived in it for a few years, turned it into a rental, and that was his retirement income. And now in Oregon and Washington, they keep passing all these rules and regulations that these poor people are just like, I'm going to sell, and then it brings down the housing stock, and then you have a problem with affordable rentals. Even though we have rent cap, we have some of the highest rents in the union because our stock is low. So, I never want to be a politician, but instead of our local politicians hiring consultants, they should just listen to our podcast, Keegan. We solve their problems.
Well, we'll see in the next little bit once institutional investor ban is 100% permanent, and then we'll see no effect to the housing market, and then we'll see what they come up with next.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning into the Shivers Report. If you have any questions about real estate,
we have you covered.